It's very good. Yeah, just dial it in, right? Yeah, sure. Looks like almost a baby's head. Giving you kind of like, yo. I'm Chef Nick. Hey, I'm Chef David. Don't miss Celebrity Chef, East versus West.
Coming to Fox Life on March 25th.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, coming very soon. And of course, I'm sure you guys have been waiting for this very moment. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, he is a Hong Kong singer, songwriter, actor, entrepreneur, first friend on Michelin, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, he is no other than Mr. Nicholas Say. And also, ladies and gentlemen, Canadian executive producer, best-selling author, and host for several international syndicated television series. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Mr. David Rocco. Very good afternoon to both of you. Yes, would you want to say hi to your friends before we begin?
Yeah. Hello Malaysia! 大家好! I'm really happy and it's an honor to be here. I hope this show will bring you a lot of joy as we're having a lot of fun throughout the shooting.
Yes, we can see that from the video. You guys are enjoying yourself. You know. Now, I do have several questions. Perhaps you guys can answer me, and perhaps some of your fans might want to know. Now, first question is actually for David yourself. Okay, David. Now, your fans have already followed you, your adventures around the world in your program on Natural People. And what are some of the noticeable differences in cuisines or cooking styles all over the cultures you explored comparison to Italian cooking? And have you borrowed or applied any of the learnings to the way you cook today?
You mean during this tour here? Well, first of all, I should say hello to everyone. Now, I want you guys to know as well, I also sing. No, that was just a bad attempt at a joke. But no, it's been a wild ride. I mean, coming from, Italy and having my experience from Italian cuisine, I've been able to kind of draw on that here and battle Nick. And but I mean, here I'm like a fish out of water. I'm trying to figure my way and do what I do and keep it simple.
Right. Now, what is your signature dish that, what's the signature dish that you have discovered so far in Asia, or perhaps, what is your favorite also?
Yeah. My signature dish, as in like, what's that one dish that
you like most? When I ask you that, it's in your mind.
Guys, what kind of soft question is that? It's like you just lob something out of me.
Yeah.
I'm Italian, so it's got to be pasta. If I don't have spaghetti or pasta once a day, I'm very sad.
All right, who likes spaghetti and pasta? Put up your hand.
Guys, show me some love. A little bit of love. It would be the chicken feet. No, the chicken feet. That killed me.
You're chicken feet.
Where it belongs.
Balut. Yeah, balut. Yes, correct. All right, so now here's a question for Nick. Okay, now you are a renowned singer and actor, having won multiple awards in both fields, of course. Now, what sparked you to desire to venture into the world of culinary? What makes you that you want to go?
I think I think food is about sharing. I mean, sometimes saying in different languages, you still kind of see a tiny bit of language barrier, but with food, there really isn't. One taste you could see, you could know the culture, the habits, the season, the region, the thoughts from the chef, everything. And food has just brought me so much closer to my family, my friends. I was never really a talkative guy, but now, food has drawn my whole family, bonded together. So I hope to share that with a lot more people. And this time, being able to work with David, it's an honor. I mean, I follow all his Dolce shows, and it's been awesome. So now, working with and along the producer, it's really cool.
All right. Yeah. Now, same question again. Now, what is your signature dish? Nick, do you have a signature dish? When I ask you, which is your favorite dish? Now, that thing that comes into your mind.
You mean in Asia or
anywhere?
Food is made for different emotions and different timings. You can't wake up and say, I want a Szechuan hot pot, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay,
I think
agree with you.
in different times of the days and with different people around you, you want different food. Right?
Right, fair enough. All right, so fair enough. Okay, now you guys are right here in Malaysia, and of course, first and foremost, Mr. David, is this your first time right here in Malaysia?
It's my first time and not my last. It's unbelievable. It's really great.
So do you know how to say a little bit of Bahasa Malaysia?
Sorry, what's that?
Our local dialect, Bahasa Malaysia?
Yeah, of course. A
So
little
do
bit.
you-
Yeah.
a little bit?
It's like,
You want to-
bon appetit, si manja. Did I get it right?
Yeah, sounds very Malaysian. Yeah, okay, all right. And of course, maybe this is not your first time in Malaysia. First and foremost, on behalf of all your fans, on behalf of Sunway City and the whole Malaysia, we want to say welcome back to Malaysia. Please come back more often. All right, but David, did you serve any of the Malaysian dishes on street food? Do you like it, the Malaysian food?
You know, I love Malaysian food. It's kind of like this mix of Indian, Chinese, Malay, and there's just so many flavors going on, and it's fun. It's you know, it's all about heart. You really sense it here, so I'm having a blast.
All right,
for sure.
Besides your Italian food, Malaysian food, any favorite so far? What have you? What
Have
have
you tried the stingray?
No. Okay, you know what? I don't know if I should trust this guy. He's always setting me up. I'm like the white boy that comes and I'm a fish out of water, and he's like feeding me to the lions.
And also, like judges here, they like eating goldfish. So like for
okay.
our battle here,
Right.
you could try cooking goldfish.
The last battle, he said they really like eyeballs, and so I put like goat's eyeballs in my dish, thinking that was a sure win. And
I'm always trying to mess him up.
All right. Now I think it's fair to say that Aaron is aware that you guys has been at the Bonjaran and also around Ipoh recently. And tell us about your time over there, David. For example, what have you been eating in Ipoh or Bonjaran?
those sprouts, right? You got to mention the sprouts. I mean, everyone's saying, you know, you got to try our sprouts. And I'm like, sprouts, really? But then you try them, and they're meaty, and they're just, you know, they say it's the water. It's the water there.
The spring water.
Yeah, the spring water. And really, they were just really crunchy and fantastic. So I'm just a simple guy, but those sprouts were really unbelievable.
And the Gaisi Hofan.
Gaisi Hofan, yes.
The
Ipoh's
Hofan is
favorite.
really smooth and silky. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing.
How about that snow ice we had?
Ice balls, yeah.
Ice balls as well. There's snowshoe as well. Okay, all right. Now, what are your thoughts of Ipoh? Because in Malaysia, when we talk about this state, Ipoh is a land of food, and another states will be in Penang. But right here in Ipoh, so what do you feel? How do you feel about the area over in Ipoh?
Well, Ipoh, actually, I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's just this kind of culinary hub. I mean, you know, just staying at the resort, the mountains, and just that feeling of being almost in a retreat atmosphere, and yet steps away you have this amazing Chinese community with great food. So to me it was really seeing maybe a smaller community unlike KL, and the food was really top notch. Yeah, and I had dim sum, which they said I had to wake up at 7 a.m. to get a seat.
Yes, exactly.
Can you believe it? I did that. I really pushed myself, and 7:30 I was there, and the restaurant was packed, and we just kept on eating. Unbelievable.
So it was worth it, right? That 7 a.m. was worth it,
Yeah,
right?
for sure, any day.
All right.
So are we getting up at 7 a.m. tomorrow?
No worries, just let me know, and then we just head down to Ipoh again once again. Okay. Now, also, ladies and gentlemen, having hosted several shows on your own, especially yourself, Mr. David, how do you feel about the competition setting for this program, especially? How's the competition? How do you feel?
How do I think of the competition?
How do you feel about the competition?
Actually, you know what? It's been a blast, and I didn't know what to expect. I just had heard of Nick. You know, I got a couple years on him, so, you know, I'm not one of those screaming fans, but, you know, we've become actually, you know, pals. And there's this really interesting thing about food and really what we do. There's a certain fraternity and a certain kind of connection because, you know, we do what we do, and, you know, although it's kind of, you know, competitive, but it's more fun. And, you know, we really want each other to do well, and we want, obviously, each other, we want to win, but there's still that feeling of, you know what, we want to win on our own merits, not because we're going to sabotage, you know, and tell someone that they need to put goat's eyes in a dish.
Okay.
Sorry, Doug.
All right. Nick, what are your first or your immediate thoughts when you approach with the concept of this celebrity chef?
You know, I mean, I've done a few of my cooking shows, but I've never really been on a one versus one battle with anyone. So I thought I'd really put myself on a test. And I mean, apart from the competition, there are a lot more stuff the production has thrown at us that's very, very new. The whole show model is very creative, and we were just mind baffled at the stuff we had to go through. I mean, wait till you see the show. It's something else. Yeah.
All right. Now, for your information, that this particular program, it's very unique. And so two of the celebrations actually has been blindfolded, right? You guys have to be blindfolded.
I didn't know we could say that, but yeah, we were blindfolded in each city to taste something, and then we had to put a spin on it.
So it's crazy.
And that's a lot harder than you might think. You know, what's the big deal?
Exactly. Yes.
But to lose that sense of sight it kind of threw us off. It threw me off, anyways.
Right. So you guys actually enhance the taste much stronger.
Well, we're blindfolded. We're tied up, and what else were we doing?
We're just feeling everything, yeah.
Yeah, and right after that, you guys will give a task to produce perhaps to get something similar on what you guys have tasted, right? So that is a challenge, okay? Yeah. So how do you feel like going up against Chef David Rocco yourself, Mr. Nick? How do you feel?
It was very pressuring, but I think we both are in a very extreme different style. Although our personalities, we click with each other. Okay. We cook very differently, but I think that's also another very big highlight for the show. You can see we're using different routes, but ending up at the same destination. We're trying to produce good food for everyone. Yeah.
Well, it was funny because I said the same thing. I go, they couldn't even cast this better. Aside from East versus West,
seriously,
our styles are polar opposite. You know, he's the young, good-looking guy. I'm the guy, you know, just that kind of struggles a lot. But no, our cooking styles are so drastic, and I think it adds to the extra excitement, aside from just the East and West.
You can't cast it like that.
No, it just happened.
Yeah. It just happened, right?
And then the good thing, we kind of like each other, so, you know.
Okay, so I guess you guys are enjoying the show, you guys are enjoying the challenge, you guys are enjoying battling each other, and at the same time, you guys get to know each other pretty well, and also you guys get to learn from each other as well. So this is something very unique. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember that you need to catch the program, right? Which will be premiered very soon, and I will let you know the time and also the channel that you should tune in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, apart for this, spread to Malaysia, but especially for both of you, you guys have filmed in Macau, China, and the Philippines. That's where the balut came from. And also, please tell us a little bit about that. How do you guys feel about traveling around the areas, you know, around different countries?
This guy has got massive guts. There are things that I would not eat, like the balut. And then I see,
well, no, wait, let's back up. I don't even know I have guts because I'm just saying, Nick, it's just a beautiful, soft, hard-boiled, beautiful, delicious egg. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, a hard-boiled egg, you know, it's a big deal. And then I see this beak and these eyes looking at me. And I gotta man up, right? Because he's now put me on the spot for 60 crew members. So, you know, what do I do?
I'm like looking at it. This guy's like. So then I
straight up.
I would have to do the same.
Oh, you have to do the same. All right. So to those who don't know what a balut is actually a very popular street dish. Yes, it's very exotic delicacy.
Search for it on the web.
Yes, in the Philippines, and also sometimes you might still see the little duck or perhaps a little bit of fur, you know.
Sorry, not sometimes. I can tell you actually see it. See, what happened was I was told to do it, and I did it. But then the camera guy didn't have the focus, so I had to do it again for camera. So that was twice I had to kind of man up.
Okay. Now, I'm sure the fans would like to know what will they expect from the show. What would they expect from the show, David?
Well, you know, there's so much competition reality shows, and, you know, everyone's kind of seen them. But this has such a unique format. I mean, it really takes two cultures, you know, two styles of cooking, two, call it celebrity chefs, and we go into the unknown, and we're able to put our own spin on it, replicate the dish, and really anything goes. And for me anyways, you know, to be in Asia, in places I've never been, and some of my challenges is going to the market and not speaking the language. So there's all these little obstacles, but it's real, and at the same time, you know, we become friends, and I think you see that on camera, which is really neat too.
Okay, so Ms. Nick, Now, you have mentioned that you've done several cooking shows on your own. Now, compared to this very one, okay? So, how do you feel? Is it more difficult, more challenging? How do you feel?
It's definitely a bit more challenging because the first 3 battles that we were battling just 1 versus 1.
Exactly.
And then all the rules weren't made up by myself. Now, so these rules are very, very strict from these Fox guys. So we lived under their rules, you know. I don't live by any rules.
And it's funny because you produce your own show.
Exactly.
I produce my own show.
Exactly.
Suddenly, we're like, you know, the little kids that have to listen to their parents.
You know, hey, hands off, hands up.
And we're like, what? This is not how we roll. Like, we really set our own rules, but now it's changed.
Has changed.
It's
So,
changed.
practically breaking the rules, you know, to make yourself see fit in there to produce the best food and also the best show to all your fans and audience as well. All right, I can put it that in short. All right, so so far, what have Nick or yourself? What have you learned? Perhaps any secret that you learned from Chef David? Anything you want to share to all fans that perhaps some of the chefs here who are listening, perhaps you have learned something from him?
I think with David, there is so much to learn, so much to see, and seriously, I think with this guy, if this world had more David Roccos, it would be a better world. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, let's give a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas is running for Prime Minister in the next 10 years. So he's already starting to be very political and, you know, throw around the, you know that stuff politicians do.
So next time I'm going to call you Mr. President,
And
right?
let me just say, I think the cheers could have been a little louder when you mentioned David Rocco. Can we hear it a bit louder?
All right, give me a loud cheer. Yeah, okay. One last question for you, Mr. David. What about yourself, sir? What have you perhaps gained some knowledge from Chef Nick himself?
Well, I have to say, Nick is an artist, a true artist, and his plating and the style, and there's a certain elegance, and you know, he really can make food look beautiful.
Right, okay, now ladies and gentlemen, we have actually a small activities that will take place on stage right over here. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, in order to do this, we would like to actually to bring forward a very, very important person, our very own chef as well. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, she herself is actually standing right over there. And ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to no other than our very own, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Debbie Chiu. Can we have her on stage, please? Right over here. Oh, okay. You guys can see. Come on, let's smell a little bit forward. Chef Debbie Chiu, can you please just come around? Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Chef Debbie, can you please stand right over here beside me? Okay. Now, as we can see right here, we have something, a surprise for both of you. And before we begin, can you share to all of your fans and all the shoppers right here what is Peranakan is all about?
Okay, I think everybody knows what Peranakan is all about. Peranakan or Nyonya cuisine, which is right in front of you right now, it's actually a mix of two cultures, I would say, where the Chinese immigrants came over to Southeast Asia and resided in Malaysia and took on local wives, and therefore Peranakan cuisine came about. So you have a mixture of fusion, long way before fusion came about. All right?
Okay, so what have you prepared right here for Chef Nick and also Chef David to try out?
Okay.
Can you introduce some of the dishes right here, please?
Yes, I've actually prepared 3 savory dishes for Chef Nick and Chef David, and 1 dessert. All right. Each and every dish has got a different significance. The first one, it's ayam pongte. Ayam meaning chicken. Pongte is just the name, and this is actually served during for ancestral worship. All right.
Okay.
So the Peranakan dishes have got different dishes for different occasions. You don't cook anything or everything for every occasion.
I see. All right, for occasions only. Okay.
All right. The second dish, which is ota, is actually a seafood-based custard. So you have prawns, fish, squid, in a mixture of spice paste, all right, and coconut cream. And then the third one it's actually the most interesting. I find it the most interesting because this is called ayam buah keluak. Ayam again is chicken. Buah keluak is this one, the black nut here. It's like the scientific name is called Pangium ideal. Pangium ideal meaning it's edible, but this is poisonous if it's not being treated. So this has to be treated like 40 days in ash before it's being cooked in a dish.
Wow, okay, all right.
You can nibble on it.
You can take
He's
one.
always setting me up, you know? All the time.
That is already fermented, so that's safe to eat.
It's safe.
It's safe. Just like the goat eyeballs.
All right. So, would you want Chef Nick or perhaps Chef David to actually try?
All right.
Yeah.
For all the peranakan dishes,
Yeah.
they are actually served at room temperature. The only thing that is hot is your rice. So it's unlike Chinese dishes or Chinese cuisine that is served really piping hot from the wok.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So if you would like to try, I'll get you some warm rice.
Please.
And then
Thank
you
you,
can serve
thank
it
you.
with your
Oh, wow.
dishes.
Okay.
I think the ayam ponte has my name on it. Yeah.
咁你可唔可以選咧 Chef Nick？咁你就要試一試下多少個。Have you tried this 我就 before Chef Nick？你有試過未 ？Yeah. This is for you. Okay, good. I think Chef Nick has tried otauta before since he has been visiting Malaysia. Perhaps Chef David, it is something very exotic. You should try that. It's one of my favorite as well.
I'll try anything once.
Okay, good. Now, when you guys are tasting the dishes prepared by Chef Debbie, perhaps both of you share, perhaps these two dishes can actually inspire you guys, yeah, for the challenges that will take place right here in Malaysia as well. Okay, let's see, let them try, and perhaps they get some inspiration, perhaps something they can motivate them to create something that will pencil each other right here in Malaysia.
You know, this is what's amazing about food and how it really has a great sense memory. So the ayam ponte,
Yes.
did I say it like a true Malaysian?
Yes.
Okay, so no. Nick gives me no love. But anyway, the first thing I remembered or I sensed was the shallots and the onions. And it's very familiar. And it's like a dish called the Genovese, which is slow-cooked onions with pasta. So it's really amazing how you almost brought me back to my grandmother's home, 40 years ago.
All right, that's great. And then we have the bean paste inside. There's bean paste inside, yellow bean paste. You can see it over in the basket. And gula melaka, which is a raw sugar. Yep,
How's it, Chef?
over there. How do you like it? That's yellow bean paste, Chef.
It's very nice. It's quite complex, actually. I love that paste.
Thank you. All right.
What else do we have next?
Then the ota-ota, which is a seafood custard concoction. Yes, that's spicy and has got kind of a lot of ingredients, lemongrass, the tea ginger and all that. So okay, try the ayam bakla. Your ayam bakla, okay, chicken, you have to dig out some of the bakla and then put it slather onto your rice, pour some gravy on top, and then actually the best way, if you eat it the nyonya way, is with your hands and fingers. Alright. Alright. How do you like it?
Chef Nick? How do you like it? Do you like it?
How do you like the bakla?
I like it. I like the kick behind all the flavors. I didn't expect it to be. It's a very unique flavor, actually. Yeah.
It's an acquired taste. It's actually bitterish.
There is a little bit of that bitter
Right.
aftertaste, very
Yes.
slight.
Yes.
It's almost like you get a touch of licorice, almost. Yeah. It's nice though. Very nice.
Alright. Thank you.
So you guys, we have a tough job. Our jobs really to eat and eat and eat and eat.
Yeah.
And
It's
then the
really
last
tough.
one.
Look, I know it's
hard work,
I want
right?
to take one of the
Yeah, the
this
dessert
first.
is called kueh sarimuka. It's glutinous rice at the bottom with blue pea flour. You can see the blue pea
That's
flour.
beautiful. The blue pea flour is
and,
beautiful.
green pandan leaves. There's no
very
coloring.
sweet.
It's all
Try.
natural food coloring.
So on the way here from Ipoh, actually, I stopped by a small food truck.
Okay.
And I got the, what's it called? In the bamboo shoots, they have the coconut meat and the gula melaka steamed. And I bought some of those. Actually, I put it on my Facebook so you know. I'll put it on my Facebook
Alright.
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try
So
it.
good.
Yeah.
So is it completely rude to go for seconds?
You pay for second, yeah. Second piece means good, all good for sure. Yeah. You can take home, take home.
We gotta share.
Yeah. So put this on, put this
It's
on.
about sharing. Seriously, it's so good you should take one. How are you passing back dessert, buddy?
Okay, that was unexpected. So, Chef Nick loves to share.
He loves to share.
Yeah.
It's about sharing, right?
Nick, save me a couple of pieces, eh?
Okay, there's like 2 more.
Okay.
No. Okay. I saved you one. Seriously. Like there's just one more. So
Okay. Right, so before that I realized one thing, Chef Nick, right here at the bandage. So what happened? Was Chef Rocco?
No.
I was
No.
really upset.
This is totally my fault. A few days ago, I had a performance, and then after that, I wasn't happy about my performance. I was frustrated.
Okay.
I was really angry. I was in the guitar mode, and then I went to help up in the kitchen, and I got hurt.
Oh, you got
I was but it wasn't in the show.
It wasn't in the show.
But
Okay.
actually, I got clips to put in the show.
So I thought that David was playing cheating on you. So
No.
It was me.
Yeah, he admitted it was him. All right. So Chef David, what else do we have to showcase a little bit more? We have a little bit more time.
All right. So
Okay.
actually, I would like to explain more on the backlog, which is the pancake
Yes, please.
video.
Yes,
you
please.
can have a look at it. All right. You can see that it's light.
It's a very interesting.
So to choose the correct weight or the fresh ones, it's supposed to be heavy. So if the light ones, it's not good.
Okay.
So when you go to the market and you go like that,
Oh.
and that's how you choose it. All right. And then you have to soak it for like a week before we can process it to make it into a dish. So keep on changing water, and then to open this baklava, even if you to take your car and drive over it, it wouldn't open. But it has a secret, door where you can see here, right here, like a lip.
Okay.
So I would normally use a water.
So it's a secret door.
Yes.
Do you have to like knock a special way or something?
No, not special way. Just knock it through.
Okay.
All right, and then knock it like that, and then knock it that.
So can you show it? Show it to everybody
Yeah.
else. So you have to knock it like this.
And then
Yeah.
you see the
Like
secret
this.
ingredient inside.
So these are poisonous in its true form.
Yes.
So, I mean, do you ever think about ingredients and like who that first person was to try it, and his stupidity or her stupidity, and how it came to be? I mean, it's fascinating.
Okay. This,
I mean, it's poisonous, but someone out there years ago, died for us. I don't never try this anymore.
no, they actually use it to fish. All right, because it's in the mangrove swamps. So when the seed drops into the mangrove, then you see tons of fish floating on top, because it's all poison, or they call it mabuk kebayang, which is actually
Mabuk kebayang.
Yes,
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 what's-
like you're intoxicated.
Like
So that's-
intoxicated.
Yeah,
That's like Nick every night.
Every day, Nick.
Actually,
No,
no.
no.
You know what? I'm looking for a drinking buddy, and Nick doesn't drink. So if anyone out there, wants to go for a couple of wobbly pops, that's what we call them back home, wobbly pops.
All right, now thank you, Chef Debbie. Thank you for sharing. Now, two of us celebrate chef. Thank you very much, Chef Debbie. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause to Chef Debbie? Of course, she is a well-known chef who hails from the state of Malacca. She appeared in National Geographic Channel, many Malaysian TV programs, and is also several cookbooks and food stylist as well. She's also well known for being as accomplished as ambassador of Peranakan cuisine and culture. Thank you very much to Chef Debbie too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that the dishes that Chef Debbie can inspire you for your upcoming challenges and battles right here in Malaysia as well. So good luck to both of you. Now, before we adjourn, ladies and gentlemen, to all our media friends, please come a little bit to the front where we are going to give you guys a chance to have a photograph taken, of course, Chef David and Chef Nick right on stage. Okay, folks. Fancy hot boys sama. Tolong and of course, ladies and gentlemen, to remember to tune in. Of course, Celebrity Chef East vs West. They will premiere on 25th March 2018 at 9 p.m. on Fox Live Astro Channel 711 and HD 722. Subsequently, also will be aired on Natural People Astro 725 somewhere in May 2018. Alright, we will have one more photo session a little bit closer for all of you. Leaders, are you ready? Okay, so if you're ready, can we have both of you chefs to head now to the backdrop right over here? Chef, if you may. Please. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are running out of time. You guys will only have approximately about 1 minute for you guys to have your photograph taken as much as possible. Now, most importantly,